Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel where I help busy women entrepreneurs feel in control around sugar and carbs so they can lose weight permanently. In today's video, we're gonna talk all about emotional eating. Most people overeat sugar and carbs and they gain weight, but they often don't know why they do this, like why they keep overeating these foods even though they know they shouldn't. And a lot of women entrepreneurs believe it's because they lack discipline, or they're not working out enough, or they don't have enough willpower. But in reality, they actually may be using food to help them feel better for an emotional reason. But most people don't even realize they're doing this. When people think of emotional eating, they think of something really dramatic. Like they think of somebody who just broke up with a boyfriend and they're crying, they're eating a gallon of ice cream. But that is actually not the case with emotional eating most of the time. In fact, emotional eating often happens in the most boring times, in the most mundane moments of our life, and it contributes to a lot of people gaining weight and feeling out of control with their eating. And if you don't address the true cause of the weight gain, which is often emotional eating, you're going to keep doing workouts, you're going to keep doing diets, but none of those things will stick because you're not getting to the root of the problem. That's why by the end of this video, you're going to learn 3 signs that are going to tell you if you are emotionally eating sugar and carbs and what to do about it. So if you're ready to learn how to stop overeating sugar and carbs so you can lose weight permanently, watch till the end of this video. Alright, the first sign that you're eating sugar and carbs emotionally is something I like to call the hard-boiled egg test. So I guess it's more of a test rather than a sign. But the way it works is that if you're having a craving to eat sugar or carbs, ask yourself, am I willing to eat a hard-boiled egg right now so that I could feel full? And if you're not willing to eat a hard-boiled egg instead of the thing that you're craving, it means that you're not actually physically hungry, you're having some sort of emotional hunger for food. And something else you'll notice about the hard-boiled egg test is that you'll know it's a craving because your brain is gonna really want something super specific. Like your brain's gonna tell you, I don't want a hard-boiled egg, I want the granola bar, I want to eat these nuts, I want to eat Chick-fil-A. Like it's gonna be very hyper-focused on a specific food that you are craving. And if you're wanting to eat this other kind of food because it seems more exciting or it seems more pleasurable than a hard-boiled egg, then that is emotional hunger. Because the truth is, if you just wanted to eat to feel full, you're gonna eat anything. Like if you watch Squid Game on Netflix, it's like they all are fighting over hard-boiled eggs, you guys, like because they're just trying to survive. So it's like, if you just wanted to eat to feel full, you wouldn't care what kind of food you're eating, you just want food. So if you're noticing that you're wanting some really specific food because it seems more exciting, it seems more interesting, here's the deal. Emotional eating happens in the most mundane moments of our life, when we're bored, when we have nothing to do, when we're relaxing in the evening and we have nothing to do, nothing to distract us. So here's what to do instead of snacking during these sort of boring moments. You have to find a way to make your life more interesting than food. Find joy in your life in other ways besides food. Like if you really find other things that you could look forward to instead of only what you're gonna eat that day, because believe me, I know what that feels like, you will be able to see that so much of your focus doesn't come from food in order for you to feel excited or happy in your life. In fact, there are so many other things you're missing out on right now that could be giving you joy in your life, but you're missing out on it because so much of your excitement comes from food. So I challenge you today, after watching this video, to do something that gives you joy besides food. What else can make you happy? What else lights you up? Whether it's finding a new hobby, connecting with friends, or going out for a walk, anything else that gives you joy besides food. Alright, the second sign that you're emotionally eating sugar or carbs is that you're finding yourself justifying or rationalizing eating something. How many times have you told yourself, one bite won't hurt, it's okay,
I could start again tomorrow,
I'll start again on Monday,
I need to relax,
I worked hard today, I deserve this, I deserve a treat,
I deserve a reward.
How many times have you noticed yourself justifying and rationalizing eating food that most likely isn't serving you in some way? Have you ever noticed that your brain will only do that for foods that don't tend to help you feel healthy or tend to make you gain weight in some way? The reason why your brain makes those rationalizations like that is because your brain thrives on instant gratification. The way our brain works is that for so many years we had to eat to survive. Like especially in the caveman times, right? Like we had to eat in a time when food was scarce. We had to find food and be motivated to find food. And if you did not act quickly to find food, you would die. Like the human race would be dead. So the only problem is we still have this part of our brain that thrives on instant gratification. So your brain will always be wired to wanting to eat something pleasurable right now. So even though you tell yourself, I want to eat healthy, I want to lose weight, you'll still have that part of your brain that wants the instant pleasure, instant gratification, and it's going to badger you on, it's gonna bug you, and it's gonna be like, hey, but one bite won't hurt, it's okay, don't worry about it. That's the part of your brain that wants instant pleasure. So the question is, how do you override that part of your brain that just sort of wants pleasure, that wants to eat emotionally rather than eating for something that's helpful for you in the long term? Instead, don't focus on the immediate reward you get from eating something like sugar and carbs. Focus more on the long-term rewards. Focus more on why eating something that's healthier or something that won't make you gain weight. Focus on why that is actually more pleasurable than eating the sugar and the carbs in the moment. And this might seem hard for some people because a lot of us don't see the consequences of eating sugar and carbs in the moment. And so and this is kind of our brain's way of tricking us into getting a dopamine hit and to feeling better. So something I like to help my clients with is to really help them see that there's actually something I call pain in the pleasure. You have to look for, why is it a problem to eat the sugar and carbs right now? Why is it actually worse to eat the sugar and carbs in this moment rather than if I didn't eat it at all? And your brain will come up with it. Like for me, a lot of times if I have a craving and I want to eat something with sugar and carbs, I tell myself that I don't actually want it right now because it's gonna make me feel bloated, it's gonna make me feel guilty about myself, I'm gonna be judging myself, I'm going to see the number on the scale go up the next way. So I tell myself all the reasons why the pleasure is actually painful. So you have to look for the pain in the pleasure and focus on the long-term reward that you're actually wanting, like not feeling bloated the next day, being able to fit your jeans the next day, and steadily losing weight and being a person who commits to doing what she says she'll do. Now before I go on to the next tip, I wanna give you guys a gift for watching this video, and I wanna help you get a quick start on learning how to feel in control around sugar and carbs. So I actually made a free quick start guide on how to feel in control around sugar and carbs that you could get by clicking the link in the description box. That will give you 3 steps to get started on feeling empowered over sugar and carbs so you don't have to feel like you'll never be able to lose weight. You can get started right now in only 3 simple steps. So click the link in the description box to get that quick start guide right now. All right, and on to the last sign that you're emotionally eating sugar and carbs. Sign number 3 is that you eat when your brain tells you to and not when your stomach tells you to. So what I mean by that is you're eating even though you're not actually physically hungry. Like so many of my clients don't even realize, like they don't even know what true physical hunger feels like. They just eat in reaction to what's going on around them. Maybe they'll eat because everybody around them at the party is having birthday cake, or maybe they'll drink because everybody's doing shots or drinking wine over there and they don't want to feel left out. So that means you're eating because you have a craving in your brain, and that is a sign that you're eating emotionally because it's hunger that's starting in the brain and not starting in the stomach. So the way to tell if you actually need to eat in this moment is to ask yourself, where is my hunger starting? Do I feel hungry in my stomach first and then it travels to the brain? Because that's physical hunger. But if I get hungry starting in the brain and then it goes to the stomach, that's emotional hunger. For example, you could be scrolling on Instagram, and when you see like some sort of advertisement about crumble cookies or something like that, and you're like, ooh, I wanna eat that, that is a craving because it started in your brain. So to get over that, what you wanna do instead is you want to tune in to how your body's actually feeling. Your body has so much wisdom, and you want to actually take a moment, just take a pause before you eat. I call this the power pause, but take a power pause before you eat and check in with your body, check in with your stomach, and actually notice, actually ask yourself, does my stomach feel hungry right now? Do I feel like a grumbling in my stomach? Does my stomach feel empty? Do I feel any sensations in my stomach? And if not, most likely you're wanting to eat for an emotional reason. So before you eat, tune into the stomach first, make sure your body is actually signaling to you that it wants to eat, and then honor that, honor your body, and don't eat. And if you wanna know how to do that, again, you could get my quick start guide on how to feel in control around sugar and carbs to know how to not eat when you're having a craving. All right, everybody, so those are the 3 signs to tell if you're emotionally eating sugar or carbs, and 3 things to do instead. If you love this video, go ahead and click the subscribe button below, and also click the bell so you get notifications on when my next weekly tips on sugar and carb cravings come out, and also my weekly tips on weight loss. You could also watch my other YouTube episodes while you're waiting for the next video to come out next week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.